So Social Distortion has a new album coming out in May, so I thought this would be a good time to go through my top 5 Social Distortion albums. So I was able to track down some rare archival video footage of the band, and I figured it'd be fun to talk about each album and then show some video footage from that era. So if that sounds good to you, let's go. Alright, so number 5 on my list is the record Prison Bound. Prison Bound came out in 1988. It was the second album by the band, and this album was kind of a transitional point in the band. Whereas their first album was one of the more definitive albums in the early Orange County punk scene, Prison Bound had a different vibe and kind of pointed to the new direction that the band would be taking. During the time that Mike Ness was composing a lot of this album, he started to become more influenced by Johnny Cash or early kind of Americana style music, and the result was slower tempoed songs with a bit more of fictional storytelling. Overall, in my mind, Prison Bound is a little bit of an uneven album, but it does have 2 very strong tracks in Prison Bound and Ball and Chain. And Epitaph provided me with a cool video of Social Distortion live in 1992 at the legendary CBGB's. And so here's a clip of them playing Prison Bound in this setting. Alright, so for the number 4 album, I chose White Light, White Trash, White Heat. And this is Social Distortion's 5th album. It came out in 1996. And this album kind of defined the more modern Social Distortion style sound. It was a little grittier sounding and moved away from kind of the more Americana Johnny Cash style influences of the earlier albums. But if you're looking for an album that really sets the tone for the modern Social Distortion sound, this is the one. Again, this one's a little uneven for me, but it does have some great songs that are staples of their live show, like Dear Lover, Don't Drag Me Down, and I Was Wrong. So here's a live video of them playing Don't Drag Me Down from last year. Alright, so number 3 is Somewhere Between Heaven and Hell. This album was released in 1992, and of all the Social Distortion albums, this is the most traditionally influenced one, Americana, rockabilly style album. It marks the end of an era where they had taken the Americana and rockabilly influences kind of to the limit for their sound. It also felt a little bit more produced than their previous albums, but the album is solid from start to finish and has some cool singles like Cold Feelings and Bad Luck. So here's a video from last year of them performing Bad Luck live.
Thank you so much.
Alright, so my number 2 favorite Social Distortion album is the self-titled record. This one came out in 1990, and I feel like it was a continuation of the Prison Bound era of Social Distortion. And I feel like this is one of the best mixes of the kind of Americana or roots influences with the punk influence that they were trying to achieve with Prison Bound. But with this album, they really nailed it. This one finds a nice balance between the more punk, grittier sound and the more polished commercial style that their next album would display. And again, this one's solid all the way through with some great songs, including So Far Away, Let It Be Me, and Story of My Life, and even includes a cover of Johnny Cash's song Ring of Fire. And so here's a video clip of them performing So Far Away from a live show from last year. Alright, so that brings me to my number 1 Social Distortion album, and that has to be Mommy's Little Monster. And I know fans of their later sound will probably disagree with this, but this was the first Social Distortion album I ever heard, and I believe it was their finest moment. And so this album was released in 1983, and the dark, gritty sound of it really kind of influenced a lot of the Orange County bands at the time. It's not nearly as polished as their later albums, and it's a lot darker sounding, but the album is pretty great from start to finish. Practically all the songs are great on this record, but some of my favorite are The Creeps, Another State of Mind, Telling Them, Moral Threat, and Hour of Darkness. What's great about listening to this record now is you can see what Social Distortion would become, and you can see all of those influences present in this first record. But it's a great document of a time before Ness had kind of created his songwriting formula that he uses a lot today. So here's a clip of them performing Hour of Darkness from the CBGB's show in 1992. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed all the archival rare clips that Epitaph provided for it. I want to thank them again for sponsoring this video. And also leave a comment with your favorite Social Distortion albums, or tell me the ones you think should have been on the list. And I'll see you guys next time.